Hey, Granny,
Uh,
what year were you born?
1922.
1922. So how old are you?
Huh?
How old are you then?
96.
96. You were telling me about Christmas the other day. What was Christmas like at your house when you were growing up, when you were a little girl?
Do what?
What was Christmas like at your house when you were little?
Well, it was all good for what we do.
Yeah.
We got one little toy, I did,
Mm-hmm.
and a little toy I remember, and a baby doll that I got.
Mm-hmm.
That little rabbit was on wheels,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd get out and make me roads in the sand and let him, I'd roll him up there them roads and make me little bridges for him to cross. And then I saw a doll in the Waterfield catalog for $1. It had hair on its head. It went to sleep. And they said the rolling store man did come by. He didn't pay much for eggs, but he told me if I'd watch the hen nests and get every egg, he'd give me 25 cents a dozen and I could get that doll. So that's what I done. I wouldn't let nobody have an egg. I run to the hen nests and I got that doll. And it was 16 inches tall, had hair on his head, he'd go to sleep. And I thought I had it all.
Yeah, that dog.
And on Christmas Eve night, we set us a chair for Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
And Christmas morning, we'd have an orange, we'd have an apple, we'd have a little candy, we'd have some walnuts, and we'd have some Brazil nuts.
Oh.
And we thought we just had it all.
Did y'all have a truck?
And I was happy, for that was what I knew.
Yeah.
And I grown up happy all my life because that was life for me. For working in the field, going to school, what we got to go. And till the schoolhouse closed there, and then we couldn't go to Geneva, it was too far, and we didn't have no way going.
Where did you grow up, Granny?
Well, I just studied hard at home to learn what I could, and Aunt May did too. Me and her was the ones that was going. She was just 5 years older than I was. She was my aunt, but she was like a sister.
Did you grow up in Alabama
And
or Florida?
We had a good life. We worked hard, but I enjoyed every day of it.
Did you grow up in Florida or Alabama, Granny?
Huh?
Where did you live?
Well, I was born in Florida, down in Bay County. And then they moved when I was a baby up in Alabama. And they farmed up there, I don't know how long, because I was a baby. And then we moved to Black Alabama, we're still down in Alabama. And I was raised in Alabama. And then, let me see, in 35 or 36, we moved to Florida, down there 5 miles from Graceville. And that's where I've been for all these years.
Yeah, that's a long
Up
time.
till the last 7 years, I've been down here.
What they did for fun.
What did you guys do for fun when you were growing up?
Well, we went to Pina Shelley's And we'd have square dances, and I loved that. And we'd go to tent meetings, and we'd go over to a little church in Pine Ridge. It was a Holiness church. And that's what I got for fun. I went with Uncle Louie and Aunt Pearlie and Aunt May and Uncle John. They take all of us youngers, John L's sisters and brothers. We was raised together. And they'd take all of us with them on the mule and wagon, and we would go, and we had fun. We had a good time.
On the mule and wagon?
Huh?
On the wagon?
Yeah.
You didn't have a car?
Oh, we didn't know. Let me tell you, we didn't know what a car was like. We didn't even see one go the road. It was all mules and wagons.
Man.
There was one man that had a little old car, and I don't remember what it was, a year it was, that my other Uncle Alto bought a Model T car, and we thought we had it all. You cranked it up from the outside, and it had two little doors. You opened them, you got in. And then, after so long, yeah, I think it quit on him, and he got one of these little old, I don't know what you call it, but it had a little rumble seat in the back and a seat up front for people, and the back seat was outside.
Back seat was outside the car?
It was all good, Justin. There was some bad, naturally, but I don't dwell on the bad, I dwell on the good.
You've seen a lot of things, haven't you, Granny?
Yeah, I've been across a lot of bridges. I've worked a many a hard day. But thank the Lord, I'm still here.
Still kicking, right?
I'm still going.
She got in trouble one
I'm
day.
still able to get up by myself.
She got in trouble one day with a little boy while they were doing peanuts.
And I enjoy it. I just take, I take one day at a time. I know for yesterday's gone and tomorrow may never come.
Yeah.
So I enjoy this day.
Granny, Grandma told me that you got in trouble one day with a boy shelling peanuts.
Well,
Stacking peanuts.
With a boy and the peanuts.
I got in trouble.
Remember when y'all hid behind the peanut
What'd
stack?
she say?
Behind the peanut stack?
Oh, Daddy had hard. We were shaking peanuts and taking them up.
Yeah.
And we always had to work. But he had hard a woman and her little boy to help us so we could get that patch of peanuts done. Well, it was over in the evening, and we wasn't tired. We claimed we was tired, but we knew better to say it. I did. And we got behind the peanut stack and we sat down. And we dug gopher holes in the dirt over our foot and slip our foot out, there'd be a hole in there, and we called it a gopher hole. Well, Daddy asked where I was at, and somebody told him. And I saw him coming with a switch. I told him, I said, if you won't hit me with that switch, I won't stop another time this day. He said, go back out there and go to work. He said, then that night he explained to me. He said, I was having to pay that little boy and I wasn't paying you. But he said I couldn't let him sit behind the peanut stack and pay him. I said, okay, I'm sorry, I won't do it no more.
How old do you think you were?
Oh, I was about 7 or 8 years old.
Man, you were working hard even back then, huh?
Yeah. Sure did. Shaking peanuts, picking cotton, hoeing peanuts, pulling weeds.
Goodness.
We done it all. I even run a Johar man ain't made with one mule hitched to with the thing here, and he walked in the middle, and she run the Johar over here, and I run one here. And Johar peanuts that was coming up, right down there with a plow with 2 sticks here. Not sticks, but they was iron. But anyway, they'd go along and cover them peanuts before they'd come on up. And we'd work hard, me and her, all day long. We'd run one plow, she'd run one over here, and I'd run one over here. We chose hard peanuts. We done it all. We stripped cane, we toted cane, piled it up. We just done it all. We picked cotton, we shaped peanuts. We told them to be stacked. We'd throw them up on the stack as far as we could. I was strong, and I'm still strong.
Yeah, ooh. It's done you good, hasn't it?
Yeah. I'm not weak. I'm weak in my legs, but not my mind.
Yeah. I know, you're smart,
I've
right?
still got strong thoughts about me that I don't give up.
You remember a lot of things, don't you?
I do. Back then, it was good. We had a good time.
Granny, when did you get married?
In 36,
1936.
the 10th of October.
Yeah. How did you meet your husband?
Well, when we moved to Graceville out on the company farm, that night him and another guy come to meet the neighbors. And he come up there to see us, to meet us and welcome us to Florida. And they said he went back home and told his mom and sister he had met his wife. Well, he was in the 3C camps, and they come home on Friday evening, and I was hoeing peanuts out there in the field for Mr. Payne. And he come to the field where I was at and walked to the house with him and told him my hoe and left me a letter when he went back to camp on Sunday evening that he loved me and he wanted to see me again. And that's how I met him.
How old were you when you got married?
I was 14 and a half years old.
Woo.
I should have been in school, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
And you know what? When we moved to Florida, I had a chance to go to school at Phoenix.
Oh.
And crazy me, I did. I started back to school over at Poplar Springs.
Yeah.
And I went a little while and quit. We had 6 grandyoungins. Who was the youngest, Selma? Angela. She was 8 months old. Ricky was 10. Dennis was 8. How old was Keith, Selma?
When she got married to Papa Miles.
No, she's talking about when we got
Where is Selma?
I'm right here.
I think I was 5.
and Jesse died.
I think I was 5.
He was about 6 years old. Now, He was, cause Leanna was but about 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yep,
If she was 3, I was 5.
Keith was about 4 years old.
Yeah, I think I was 5.
Do you remember your papa?
Yep, I sure do. Not real well, but
I
I do.
tell you, he dearly loved them youngins, I'm telling you. And his 2 girls.
Well, he was
Yeah,
59 years old.
That was his
when he
whole
died.
life.
Yeah.
He died when he was 59, Granny?
Just 59 years old. We didn't have no time together hardly. And we had hope for 50 years, but we never did see it.
He was younger than that.
He was a good husband, huh, Granny?
Yeah,
Thought he was younger.
Good grandfather.
he was 59.
he was a great grandfather to his great youngins, let me tell you. They all called him Papa. And Angel was but 8 months old, but he was still trying to work. And he'd drive his truck home, and I kept her during the day. And I'd stand in the window where he parked that truck, and she'd see that truck coming, and she'd just start banging her little hands. Cause when he come in, he had to take her. And he'd lay down in the floor on his stomach. And Leanna would sit straddle of him and comb his hair, and Angel would crawl over his legs and lay down. They all loved their papa too.
He would fall
It
around,
was a wonderful time.
fall around, let him sit on his back. Yeah. he
With
had
all
that
of
time.
you younger grandchildren, I'd have loved to have seen him with y'all. Now, he would have had them all, I tell you. But he didn't see Kevin because Kevin wasn't born.
I was pregnant with Kevin when he
There
died.
were 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And we know he wasn't gonna get well. And I asked the nurse, could they let my grandyoungers come up there to see him? And she was real good because I knew her, Louise Hatcher. And she told me, yeah, that she'd make arrangements and to tell them what time to bring them. And he had a little old guy that was a black nurse, and he was real good. And she told him what time to meet him in the elevator. And he met Sybil and Olin and Jason Lou and Robert with the babies at the elevator. And they warned Ricky because he wasn't but 10 years, he was 10 years old, that his papa looked real bad and he was real poor, and to not start crying when he saw him. And Dennis was the next, and he was 6. They talked to him. Well, all of y'all, that was little. But anyway, Ricky didn't cry, and Dennis didn't cry. They all come in and stood side of his bed.
What do you think about that little
Whoa,
tape?
he's a little rounder, I tell you. He's not still for nothing.
Yeah.
She came over.
I
to
know
me
then
that
she
time.
gets tired.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For she's right after him, she don't want him to bother nothing. And she's after him to see that he don't bother nothing. And I told her today she'd come over with him, that I wished I could run him a while and let her sit down and rest.
How many great grandbabies do you have?
I got 5.
I didn't have any.
4 boys and 1 girl.
Wish I had
I
one.
know. I have to
I
depend
got-
on y'all.
I got 7 grandyoungins. I got 15 great-grandyoungins,
Lord, I am getting behind.
and 5 great-great. But then, I count the in-laws, they're my grandyoungins.
Yeah.
So, I think I got about 21 great-grandyoungins.